resident. I'm really, really concerned about the resident, how people feel. While doing door knocking and while working in the community for last 25 years, one thing which is becoming last 2, 3 years very, very more oftenly people are telling me, they feel the women feel unsafe going out to their home after 7 to water the roots so that we can have a good fruit out.
ਸਾਡੇ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਸੀ ਇੰਟਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪੀਸ ਦੀ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਹੱਲ? ਆਨਲਾਈਨ
Can I say
ਹੇਟ ਬਹੁਤ
something?
ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਹੇਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ,
Yes,
ਉਹ
it
ਇਸ
is.
ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਧਾ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ
Absolutely.
ਕੋਲ?
So my thing is, I believe in moral value. I believe in raising awareness. And I believe in one thing. If we want to really, there is two things, one is to look good and second is to do good. And we spend a lot of time to look good. And I personally believe looking good is a small goal. People who work on look good, they look good for 5-10 minutes, and then the reality comes out, and then there is nothing left. Second thing is to do good. I believe in doing good. Immigrant, we are more responsible people because we know we got so much, we need to give it back to the community. I don't know what was the result of the election. I honestly don't know. I'm working very hard. I'm very committed. But one thing I can tell you, the best part of election is the door knocking, talking to people, connecting with them. We have laughed. Everybody make fun of me because I spend a lot of time on the doors, but I really enjoy that. So I will tell, if I say the otherwise, that will be a problem for me with my husband. I chose Ward 5 because I joined my first job, airport and dairy, in 2000. April 3rd, 2000 was my first step in Ward 5 when I was working at American Drive. That was my first job. My first client, and I think they will be watching your program, were on Morningside Drive. So my interaction with Ward 5 is not 2018 when my husband came in politics. My interaction with Ward 5 is 2000 when I came into my Canadian life. Said, oh, don't vote for somebody because they share the same family name. I'm so sorry. In 26 years, if we have created a legacy where people recognize Anand as a family name, I'm very proud of it. When I do door knocking, when people ask me, oh, are you related to Deepak? When I tell them, it makes my heart really, really warm when people tell me he has helped us. So, and I think this is what matters. This is what people are scared of. Office is second lowest paid in Mississauga. He pays the second lowest rent. So every MPP or MP, any political office, have to rent a space from somebody. So this is fair, and everybody has to pay a rent, and his rent is second lowest.
ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ, ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਬਬ ਬਣੇ?
So, as I told you, whenever I see anything, whenever I feel something is not right, I just start feeling I want to do something. I'm not the kind of person who sit on the sideline. I always like to be part of the action. I like to be where I can contribute. What I have found is the world where we are living right now, we became too politically correct. Everything has to be politically correct. Like, you cannot speak your mind because if you speak your mind, people are watching you, and whatever you will say, they will make something out of it. And I found the Ward 5 is actually the biggest ward in Mississauga. We have 10,800 businesses, and I was so sad to hear that we have the highest unemployment rate. How do you justify this thing when you have most businesses and you have people who want to work and these people do not have a job? I personally feel Ward 5 should have extra jobs. They should not be, our kids should have 2 jobs rather than struggling for 1 job. Ward 5 have people from every community. Like it's one of the most diverse ward. And we have when I personally believe I'm an immigrant, as an immigrant, we are more responsible people because we know we got so much, we need to give it back to the community. And we are struggling with the cleanliness. We have garbage lying over there. I found 22,000 tickets were given to people last year. Is the purpose of a government or city is to punish people, or the purpose is to make sure to understand why people are not acting, why something is wrong? What I feel the biggest role a politician should do is the coordination. The politician, we know where the resources are, we know where the demand is, we need to put them together And I honestly think Fueling Healthy Mind is a classic example of that. We knew the kids need the help. We knew the food businesses have extra food. Everybody knows that. What was needed is just to coordinate that. And this is what made me to jump in this race, that I want to be the one who wants to coordinate, and I want to do my part to make sure we don't have the highest unemployment. We do not have the Malton known for being non-clean. We want to be the one, we are immigrant and we want to make sure we contribute the most. We give back to the community.
ਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲੀ ਕਰੈਕਟ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਊਟਸਪੋਕਨ ਹੋ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟਿਕ ਪਾਓਗੇ?
Actually, you know what? I can say one thing very proudly, and I'm very sure I will be a long-lasting person here. Reason being, when I go for door knocking, a lot of people ask me question, and I was surprised to know that they asked me this question to trick. They asked me, "Oh, so will you reduce my property tax?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I do not know how this property tax work right now. I am not inside, but I can promise you one thing with my education background in public administration and financial management, working with 2000 plus families with IBC insurance, helping people to take care of their finances. I can promise you I will help to create an effective and efficient budget. And when there will be efficiency, obviously we will save money. And when the city will save money, what will happen? The property tax will go down. But if you ask me outright answer, will you reduce my property tax? My answer is, I don't know. If you want to support me only because I'm reducing your property tax, I'm sorry, this is not the right reason. And how many people have told me, you know what, we are so happy to hear that, because everybody who comes on our door, they tell us one thing, yes, they will reduce our property tax. And we always wonder how. So, have you gone to Tim Horton?
Yeah.
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਿਮ ਹਾਰਟਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਬਲੈਕ ਕਾਫੀ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਡਬਲ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਦਾ, ਕੋਈ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਦਾ। ਸੋ ਯੂ ਆਰਡਰ ਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ, ਬਟ ਦੇਰ ਇਜ਼ ਨੋ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਗਿਵਨ ਟੂ ਯੂ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਵਾਰ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੈਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਬਲ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਬਲ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਾਪਕੀਪਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸਿਊਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਡਬਲ ਇਜ਼ ਯੋਰ ਫੇਵਰੇਟ। So the politically correctness, I personally believe, because we became so much politically correct, we believe that's the only way of life. Because the choice is not given. Because everybody is scared to speak the truth. Everybody is scared. And I will not say truth, I will say their mind. Because truth is a very subjective term. It's not 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Here, 2 plus 2 in life can be anything. So what I believe, people are too much politically correct because they are not shown the way how to be themselves and how to be successful by being themselves. So this is my belief is, and talking to people on the doors, I can say yes, people actually want this world. They actually hate it, but they're not offered. It's like people want the choice of double and black coffee and regular coffee. It's we are not giving them choice. Since we are not giving them choice, we are assuming this is the way of life.
ਓਕੇ, ਟਰੁੱਥ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਯਾਦ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ, ਥੋੜੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੁਣ ਔਖਾ ਹੈ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ
I will
ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਆ
try.
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਾਰਡ 5 ਇਸ ਲਈ ਚੁਣਿਆ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ 2018 ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ MPP ਆ, ਲਗਭਗ ਅੱਧਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਦਾ, ਔਰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੁਣਿਆ। ਇਹ 'ਚ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸੱਚਾਈ?
So I will tell, if I say the otherwise, that will be a problem for me with my husband. I chose Ward 5 because I joined my first job, airport and dairy, in 2000. April 3rd, 2000 was my first step in Ward 5 when I was working at American Drive. That was my first job. My first client, and I think they will be watching your program, were on Morningstar Drive. So my interaction with Ward 5 is not 2018 when my husband came in politics. My interaction with Ward 5 is 2000 when I came into my Canadian life. I worked in this community. Somebody asked me on the doors and they said, because, when the ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਉਹ ਬੜੀ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਰਡ 5 ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਮੌਨਟਨ ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ। So, and when you feed information, the way we said, if you feed one information, people assume if I give you double, you just believe double is the best coffee. So, and people ask me this question, oh, where do you live? I live on Mavis and Dairy, actually, which is right. So Ward 5 is a big ward. It has Malton and it has Mississauga.
Yeah.
And I live on Mavis and Dairy, which is 15 minutes this side, 15 minutes on that side. So anybody living on this side and that side, if they have to travel from one side of the ward to the another ward, they will take 30 minutes and I will take 15 minutes, doesn't matter what side it is. And so the guy was talking to me and I said, you know what, I listened to him carefully. And I said, okay, I'll tell you now one thing. The question is, do you live in Ward 5 or question is, do you sleep in Ward 5? I do not sleep in Ward 5, but I live in Ward 5. I have worked 26 years in Ward 5. So Ward 5 is my home. I can say one thing, doesn't matter I'm in politics or no. When I walk in Ward 5 on any street, people recognize me. And they recognize me not because I'm Deepak's wife, they recognize me because I am Aruna Anand. So this is what I have to say.
Second, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਔਖਾ question. 2018 ਤੋਂ ਦੀਪਕ ਹੁਣੀ MPP ਆ। ਪਿਛਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਐਲੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਫਿਸ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਰੈਂਟ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੈਕਸ ਪੇਅਰ ਦਾ ਰੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੇ ਦੀਪਕ ਹੁਣਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੰਪੇਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਲਗਾਏ। ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਅਸਰ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ?
See, I will say one thing. I remember in the beginning, I said the politically correctness. Why I joined Toronto Film School is because I saw how media twist the information. So just to give you a little feedback about the allegation which is going on. So Deepak's office, his campaign office is second lowest paid in Mississauga. He pays the second lowest rent. So every MPP or MP, any political office, have to rent a space from somebody. So this is payer, and everybody has to pay a rent, and his rent is second lowest. So I think that clarifies certain aspect. In the media where the news was released and that everybody, especially people think they can impact my campaign with this, I'm so sorry, you have to find a better reason. When you want to attack somebody, attack with the fact. Do not attack with the fabricated news. So this news is 285,000. That includes property tax. That includes, the fees what is paid to the condominium property. That goes to the property tax, goes to the city. It doesn't go to his friend. And his friend, everybody's a friend. You're a friend. So tomorrow somebody says, you interviewed me because you're my friend. What does that really mean? That property is owned by the wife of his friend. Yes, we know this friend. He's the first person we know in Canada. He's not our family. He is not our relative. He's not related to any way. And the way somebody asked me how many fathers I have 3 fathers. It's exactly the same thing. We are very fortunate. And the problem with the Virodhis are, even now when they're not spending time on doing what they should be doing for the campaign. They're spending time in saying, somebody actually sent me a message, one of the residents saying, somebody said, oh, don't vote for somebody because they share the same family name. I'm so sorry. In 26 years, if we have created a legacy where people recognize Anand as a family name, I'm very proud of it. This is the biggest achievement that 26 years before, when we entered Canada, the guy who picked up Deepak, it was actually the same guy, Punish Sharma. He picked him from the airport. He has never seen Deepak in the past. So we did not, he brought his picture to make sure he's picking the right guy, doesn't take somebody else to his home. So from that time, in 26 years, we created a legacy where people feel we have a family name. We did it because we worked for 18 hours a day. I'm so sorry. As a wife, I might have 20 complaints from Deepak because he's always on his phone. But you know what? It makes me feel happy. But this guy, you send him a message at 12:30 at 1 o'clock in the night, he will be responding to his message. He might not pick my phone, but he will pick every resident phone. When I do door knocking, when people ask me, oh, are you related to Deepak? When I tell them, it makes my heart really, really warm. And people tell me he has helped us. So, and I think this is what matters. This is what people are scared of. And when they're scared of something, because there is 2 ways, in film editing, if you go to the class of editing, they tell you. So in editing, there is 2 things. This is a small line, and then you make another line. Either you make another line bigger than this, you do a better editing, you reduce the time and you can show everything, or you can make the smaller line bigger, or you can make the bigger line smaller. It's your choice. So people have choice to work harder than us because we are also human beings. We run a family, we have no help, we have 2 kids, work harder than us. We work around 18 hours a day, they can work 19 hours a day, or they can make themselves more efficient. Or They can reduce, try to put effort to reduce our line to attack us. And you know what? I believe in God and I believe in people. Wherever we are, with the help of people, because we don't have a father's name attached to us who can carry our name. Our kids will have that. And so this is where we are. And I'm very proud of who we are and what we did. And I really, really wish when people have this allegation, I know it disturbs us sometimes, is this news is so fabricated. Compare the rent of every MPP, and if Deepak has paid more rent than the other people, you have all the right to question him. If this rent is paid to his friend and he's not using his
ਪਰ ਇੱਥੇ
office
ਫਿਰ
is not
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ
active.
ਫਰੈਂਡ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀਪਕ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੇ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਫਿਰ ਕੌਨਫਲਿਕਟ ਆਫ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ?
No, the conflict of interest is if this person is his family member, this is not the family member. He's a friend. Everybody is a friend. So we have to rent office from somewhere. It's not that you rent the office from where. So this is an office which is rented, and you're using the office for the purpose because every MPP is allowed to have an office, and this is what he have. So I honestly do not understand what is wrong in this. It's not that my son owns this office. To be honest, if my son owns the office, you can say you're giving the money to your family. Maybe he's not giving us the services. And the next question, can you mention that this guy is paying us money? Yes, he and his wife pays us, I think, around $500 every year. Isn't it every friend? Because the government CRA says on $400 you get 75% of your tax return, and government wants people to contribute to the political office. That's what they did, because Chetna and Puneet, they are husband and wife. They are, both of them are working people. They are not business people. They are not the people who takes us business incentive from us. They work in their jobs. They have this unit, and we rented this unit from them. And 2005, we and Puneet and Deepak had a unit together, which was actually rented to Jagmeet Singh, the NTP leader now, at one time. So this is the business relation we had with them. This unit belongs to Chetna. So when we were looking for the office and we were really getting high rent, actually the incumbent from Deepak was Amrit Mangar. Amrit Mangar had an office on Dairy and Highway 10. And at that time, 2018, the rent was expensive. Office was on second floor. A lot of people had complained they don't have access to the office. Actually, that was one of the things when Deepak ran for election. We talked about it. The one thing you will find from Deepak is his office will be accessible and his office will be on the ground floor, so that you don't have to have a trouble in finding this office. And that's what was done. He paid less rent than what the incumbent MPP was paying. He is paying less rent than most of the MPP in Mississauga are paying. He's paying less rent because last 3 days since this news came, poor Deepak, he believe in numbers, in stats. He has searched everybody's number. He have the list of who's paying how much rent to justify to himself that there's nothing wrong when he's paying less rent than NDP leader Mary Silas. He's paying less than rent than interim leader Don Fraser. So this is what it is. I don't know where the conflict of interest is. And I know the guy who ran against Deepak, I'm so sorry. I should not be talking about this. This is about me, not about Deepak. But this is about the community I'm mentioning. The guy who ran against Deepak, Jawad Haroon, he is the first one who shared the news. I'm so sorry. You ran for politics. You know how the politics work. You are an educated person. I had respect for his education, which I'm losing now. And you have guts to share on Facebook saying he has misused the money. He's paying a rent which every MPP is paying. What should he do? Everybody is dealing with somebody. A landlord, he's not a family friend who's family relative who's we are dealing. We're dealing with a family friend. So when you're renting a place, so we should ask our friend to help us in campaign, but don't take money from them. How was he running his campaign? Did not he get the contribution from anybody of $500? If he was not getting contribution, I'm so sorry, he's doing something wrong. When you ran for campaign, people should come forward to help your campaign. And this is what the CRA says. You have to collect money from the people.
ਓਕੇ, ਮੇਰਾ ਅਗਲਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਇਹ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੀ ਵਾਰਡ 5 ਦੀ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਸਰਨ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ।
Very much, yeah.
ਤੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਲਾਈਕ 1-2 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਦੀਪਕ ਹੋਣਾ ਦਾ ਆਫਿਸ ਆ, ਉਸੇ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਕਤਲ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਮਰਡਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਉਸੇ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤੇ ਇਹ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਦੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਲਗਭਗ ਉਸੇ ਪਲਾਜ਼ੇ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ। ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਰਡਰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਦਿਨੇ, ਨਾਟ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ, ਦਿਨੇ। ਤੇ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਵਾਰਡ 5?
See, I will this what you said is there's two segments in this question. One is the Ward 5 security, a safety of the people living in the area, right?
Yeah.
The day-to-day life, what they have. And second is what happened on Tranmere Drive. So these are two different segments. I will talk more about the first segment, and the second segment is because I haven't followed up the last segment of that, like what happened. But what I heard at that time was it was a targeted attack. And my thing is, this is a global problem. It's not a problem of one place, one reason. The crime rate is increasing up. The targeted crime, and it's very unfortunate that in Canada, we hear about this thing. We never heard this thing 15, 20 years before about the targeted attacks were there, but you will hear it rarely. But now you hear them so oftenly. But then you look at the entire world, you look at the statistics, and you say, you know what? Things are becoming bad. Let's be honest, because remember the same thing, the correct politically correctness, because we have gone too far. We have gone too far in the luxury, in the life, so that made things literally impossible. Now let's go back to the first question what you had about the resident. I'm really, really concerned about the resident, how people feel. While doing door knocking and while working in the community for last 25 years, one thing which is becoming last 2, 3 years very, very more oftenly people are telling me, they feel the women feel unsafe going out to their home after 7 o'clock. Seriously, where are we living? We live in Canada. Why did we immigrated? Most often immigrated because we just hated our country. Most of us immigrated because we wanted a better life. We felt the system is not perfect over there, but this country carries the system. And looking at that, if you really go back to entire thing, what I see is the problem is inbuilt. Unemployment rate, what happening when the youth are unemployed, they have a lot of time in their hands. When they have a lot of time, they congregate at the end of the street. When they congregate at the end of the street, even if they're not doing anything wrong, even if there's nothing wrong, they're just standing there. A woman walking from there feels unsafe. And this is how the things are adding up slowly and slowly. If we solve this now, let's go back a little bit. If we solve this employment thing, if this youth who are just congregating over there, if they have a job, they won't have time to congregate over there. And then a bit of the problem is solved over here. The second thing is, every community have their own plus and minus. We all, as a human being, as a community, as a society, we have our own strength and weakness. I think one of the main part is having the police station over there. We have a small police station, like it's like it doesn't have access to the public, but it is there. We need more enforcement over there. Then we got the police station now, which is like 9.2 kilometer from Malton. I'm so sorry. It's like you're giving me food, which is really good and which I really want to eat, but you keep it at a distance. My hand cannot go there. That will not make me feel good. That will actually frustrate me more. And that's what has happened. And my goal is to work on these things. That's why my platform is all, because I understand how things are correlated. I want to solve. I don't want to water the leaves. I want to water the roots so that we can have a good fruit out.
ਸਾਡੇ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਸੀ ਇੰਟਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪੀਸ ਦੀ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਹੱਲ? ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਹੇਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਹੇਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਧਾ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ?
So my thing is, I believe in moral value. I believe in raising awareness. And I believe in one thing. If we want to really, there is two things, one is to look good and second is to do good. And we spend a lot of time to look good. And I personally believe looking good is a small goal. People who work on look good, they look good for 5-10 minutes and then the reality comes out and then there is nothing left. Second thing is to do good. I believe in doing good. I am committed for, this working with the people, meeting them, talking to them. I don't think people hate each other. People love each other. People, either they don't know each other, because they don't know each other, their mind doesn't go in a positive direction, so they're neutral, they don't care. Or they are told not to like each other. When we rank things, when we do things, picking up the religion, picking up their which community they belong to, this will lead to problem. And I am committed, and this is how I did my life, is to work together, to bring people together. I personally believe if you put any two people together, doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter what part of the world they belong to, as long as they're in Canada, after 15 minutes they'll find a common link. And this is what I found when I do door knocking. Of course, I don't know them. We talk to each other, and after 15 minutes, we found so many common things. We all have common elements. Only thing is, we need the leadership, which doesn't separate us, which doesn't tell us you are this and you are this. Which tells us, we have one common goal. I personally believe we have only two kinds of people in this world: good people and bad people. And we should not feel bad in saying anybody who's bad. And we should not be hesitant to call good person good person. And I think when we'll follow this rule, we will believe in that, the things will be different. Canadian society as a whole, I personally again believe here we are immigrants and non-immigrants. Everybody is immigrant, I can understand that, and we all use this as a tool. But the fact is, if you're here for 200 years, even if your grandparents were immigrant, now you're a settled community, your needs are different. But when somebody comes new today, their needs are different. When, like, if I compare my kids with myself, we are two different generation. When we came to Canada, I had to go take a bus to get my social insurance number done. My kids don't have to get it done, so needs are different for them and for me. And I think this is what we need to focus on. There is no religion, no caste, nothing. We have only two castes: immigrants who are new to the country and people who are in this country already. And if we take a need of these people and these people, we put them together and we make sure that they understand that where they are today, sometime before, maybe 20 years before, maybe 100 years before, the other side was there. It just says changing the side of the table, but the table is same and the chair is same. And we need to make sure that we relay this message strongly. And I think media has to play a big role in that. Media has to stop talking about, oh, this religion is doing this. If somebody is bad, somebody attacks somebody, rather than taking up the person attacker, what is there? Oh, yeah, he belonged to this religion. Then talk about this person from this religion attacked this person. I can promise you one thing: this person, doesn't matter what religion they belong to, they have a bad habit, they have a bad behavior, they have a bad temperament. They will attack anybody. It's by chance the other side happened to be there at that time. And we need to focus on the real issue rather than focusing on this person attacked because he belonged to this religion, he attacked this person because this person belonged to this religion. And this is what's separating us, and we need to stop it.
ਓਕੇ, ਲਾਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਡੋਰ ਨੋਕਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਰਿਹਾ?
Amazing. I'm so happy. We're getting so many friends. It really makes me so happy. I think this is the best thing. I don't know what will the result of the election. I honestly don't know. I'm working very hard. I'm very committed. But one thing I can tell you, the best part of election is the door knocking, talking to people, connecting with them. We have laugh. Everybody make fun of me because I spend a lot of time on the doors, but I really enjoy that.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਉਹ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੋਰਾ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਵਾਰਡ 5 ਦੇ? ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
I can tell you one thing. I will be the first candidate. There are many people compare with many candidates in the past who will be working only with the people. I have one agenda. I want to work to I want to make the society correct rather than politically correct. And I have only goal to work with the people. I don't care what party they belong to, what nationality they belong to. Only goal is to do better for Ward 5 and to our city and to Canada in total. This is my goal and I am committed to this. And some of the heartwarming things. So, somebody who lives on Brandon Gate, very interesting thing. It really made me cry. So Uncle G told me, he's like white guy. He said, I'm in Malton since 1973. The last guy he voted was for Frank McGackney. I know Frank McGackney was one of the councillors in Malton, but I didn't know anything before because you can have the limited knowledge of everything. And he said, last time I voted was for Frank McGackney. Lady, now I promise you, I see a hope in you and I'll vote for you. I was crying when I heard this. And I have many, many reactions like this. So this is what it is. And I think that's what the campaigning is, connecting with people, talking to them. And one thing I'm very proud, I don't have to lie about myself. Like, this is who I am, this is what I have done. You love it or you leave it, it's your choice.
ਯਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਈ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇਤਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਪਾਟ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਕੋਈ ਘੁਮਾ ਫਿਰਾ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਹੀ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਅਰੁਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਉਣ
Thank
ਲਈ
you
ਤੁਸੀਂ
so
ਆਪਣੇ
much.
ਵੋਟਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਲਾਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ
The last message and the first message I want to give everybody is, guys, we have very bad voter turnout. Only 20% people vote. And I am running to win, of course. And the second thing is I really want to prove world that we can do better. I want to increase the voting turnout. So this is my goal. Please vote because this is your right. Actually, one person when I was knocking door, he said, I said, do you vote? And he's like, yes, I like to complain. And if I don't vote, I can't complain. And I want to give this message from him to everybody. If you want to complain, if you care for your community, please go out and vote.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਅਰੁਣਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਰਾਵੋ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆਉਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ
Thank you.